Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my couch where I talk about things. So I wanted to do a really quick Q&A. I think there are actually only 3 Qs I'm going to answer because they are all pretty big questions and they're just things that I get asked over and over again. So I just wanted to go ahead and answer them for anyone. This is not going to be a video for everyone because, a lot of you probably don't care, but but I do get these questions a lot. So let's just get right into it. First question I have is, what do I do? What do I do for money? I have worked in retail for 20 years, so there's a little background. Worked for a lot of big businesses, a lot of small businesses. I've worked for family-owned businesses and friend-owned businesses, and I must say the latter is my absolute favorite. I've worked for spiritual shops as well as handmade shops. I've worked for sex shops, all kinds of shops. Worked as a photographer, all kinds of things. But last year I became very ill. There are some chronic illnesses that I have lived with my entire life, and there are some that are just now popping up. My mother does live with lupus as well as a lot of other people in my family, so I am currently under a diagnosis process to see if that is indeed what is happening to me. I do have Crohn's disease as well as chronic vertigo, so those are other factors that are playing into what's going on. I have had chronic vertigo very badly for the past 4 months, which has caused me to quit my retail job. It was a really hard thing to do because I like having money. To put it plainly, I really like having a lot of money. I like buying things for myself. I never expect anyone to buy anything for me because I really like to buy myself things. Losing that income for me was really difficult, and it was really scary for my family because we have just bought our first house. My husband does run his own business as well as work as a sculptor for other businesses, so he is really successful with that, and I appreciate that so much. That's the only reason why I was able to quit my job and to now just work as a tarot card reader as well as an Etsy seller. So I've been selling on Etsy for probably about 15 years. Really, you have to get out your... Sorry, I just realized my dog was snorting through half of that video. So this Etsy shop is called Mint Coven, and that is where I sell magic candles, bath salts, oils and herbs and lots of other things, as well as crystal bundles. I will soon be selling altar cloths because I'm really excited about making some altar cloths for you guys. I've also been working as a tarot card reader for about 15 years as well. I do have some clients that I talk to every single week. Since my husband's business is doing so well, I also work with him doing shipping and handling. And there you go, that's what I do for a living. On top of that, I am also writing 2 books. I do a lot of collabs with my best friends. They are mostly all artists and designers. I have a really great friend who I do lots of photography work with. I do some part-time modeling as well, and I do accessory design for my friends who are also designers. So I just create some things for some of their looks for photographs and things like that. So those are just little things that give me extra bits of money and a really great opportunities to travel and work on some really fun projects that I just absolutely love. Also a full-time mom. I do have one son. He is 4. He is a handful. He does not go to daycare. So like I said before, he's with me all day, every day, which is wonderful. And I do really enjoy it because it's great to watch him grow. It is also a little difficult because I do have a lot of work to do. I love being able to just hang out with him and teach him things and play with him all day. It's really fun. The second big question is, what kind of witch am I? So I get this question a lot. I think it's mostly from younger people who are worried that I practice a magic that is evil. I don't really, but dark and light magic don't mean evil and good. They just, they mean dark and light. Darkness is in all of us. It's grief, it's pain, it's sorrow, it's loss, and we have to go through those things to get into the light. It doesn't mean that they're bad. It means that they are experiences and life lessons that we have to get through to develop as people. That being said, I don't call what I practice anything. I am not a part of any religious group. I'm not Wiccan. I'm not in any kind of religious, sect or anything like that. I am an eclectic witch. I do what I do from traditions that I've learned over the years, from studying different cultures, from studying my own culture, and from family traditions. All of those things combined go into what I do. I do practice fairy magic, which means I work with lots of elementals and nature spirits. I always have since I was a very young child. I started working with martial arts and meditation when I was a very young child, and those things kind of melded into me learning hoodoo, Celtic fairy magic, Native American healing medicine, and African magic things smashed all into one, and those are things that I practice. I don't use any titles or any kinds of names for my magic because it is personal to me. It's just my magic. And some people use titles, and that's really easy for them. It's really easy for other people to understand. However, I don't think that one person can be defined no matter what we're talking about. We're talking about lifestyle or fashion or, you know, just how they are, personality traits. You can't say this person is a this, because no one is just one thing. We're all multifaceted, glowing beings of light who touch different people's lives, and other people touch our lives, and it is just a very vast explanation for one person. So I'm not going to put my entire rainbow being into one little box. I'm not doing that, and you don't have to do that either. And the third big question that I get all the time is, do I believe in God? Is the answer yes. So God to me is the culmination of collective energy, of collective belief. So in that sense, God is everything. God is love, God is hate, God is balance, God is energy, anything that moves you, anything that pushes you, anything that gives you any kind of a feeling, anything that shows you that you're alive, that other things are alive, the way that things grow, the fact that they grow at all, the way that you can meet someone and know that you're going to be friends forever. It's just this beautiful culmination of every energy, anything that vibrates, all flowing and all moving and always changing and always growing and always making things. It's the force that drives us all. That's what God is. So if you believe that God created everything, yes, energy created everything. Nothing could be anything without energy. Nothing could be anything without light. Nothing could grow without the sun, because this is what moves us. This is what makes us. And that to me is what God is. If you want to put a face on God and give him a form and call him a man and say that he has declared all of these things, sure. You can definitely say that. You know, you can say whatever you want. Some people do need to place certain things into the hands of a deity. So just like hundreds of millions of years ago, who is texting me, y'all? The first person, you know, saw the sun and was like, what is that? That's amazing. And that is making these plants grow, which I can eat and then stay alive. So the sun is God, you know? Or what is this weather? The rain is falling down. What does that mean? Oh, I can drink it. It's delicious. It keeps me alive. The rain is a god. Everything that people could not explain became a god. But all of those different gods from all around, they all relate into one big energy. These are all things that make things grow, that destroy things, that show you love, that show you pain. All of these things, all of these gods were created to represent that certain feeling or that certain weather, or that certain cloud or that certain bud or that flower. All of these things were given faces and names because it's easier for people to understand faces and names and to put their faith into this one thing, which is absolutely fine. But all of these energies are also moving and flowing and just creating all over the world, all different cultures, all of the time, doing the same exact things in hundreds and thousands of different places. It's all one thing. It's all just energy moving and flowing and growing and doing these things. That's such a hard thing to explain. I hope this is making sense. So do I believe that God is a man genie floating in the sky? No. Do I believe that God is an energy that is flowing through all of us at all times? Yes. And do I believe that people need to give that energy a name and a face? Yes, everybody gives everything a face. You can look at a tree and we go, doesn't it look like a man? Doesn't that tree look like a man right there? Everyone always gives everything a face. I think the power of suggestion is incredibly, incredibly strong. We've all been told something really spooky and then got the heebie-jeebies, or we've all been talking about bugs and then think that bugs are calling on us. That power is extremely strong. So someone back in the day telling people who live off of the land and who, you know, can't read or understand what people are writing in books, telling them God is a man that lives in the sky and he will punish you if you do this. That sort of thing coming from someone who you know is more learned is just the truth for you. It's just the truth for you, and the world is small and it gets bigger and it becomes the truth for more people, and then that's how everyone depicts it. Do you know what I mean? I'm a Gemini. I believe that everyone is creating these wonderful realities and that they are true for those people at that time. But if something changes, that will change. and then your mind will change and you will never know. There are loads of people who grew up their entire lives believing in God. Something changes and their belief is gone, and vice versa. People who don't believe in God at all, something changes in them, something happens in their life, and all of a sudden God is real. So who is right? Each person believes with their whole heart that this is the truth or this is the truth. But I have faith. I have faith in people, and I have faith in myself, and I have a lot of hope and joy and love, and I've seen the power of love. I've seen the power of hate. I've seen those things, work and move and change the entire world. And so I believe in the power of energy. I believe that energy culminated into one thing can be called God. And that's it. So confusing. That was such a confusing explanation. I'm sorry. But I mean, it's just, it's a personal question. So, I'll give you my personal answer. And that is it. I am going to go hang out with my family now and probably get some more work done. Oh, I should have just leaned back. That's much cuter. I talked this whole time with the sun right on my face, whatever. Okay, guys, have a beautiful day. A cat is clawing me. Bye.